This one was sent in by the wizard, Ben Cant, whose superlative I omitted last week, shamefully. Thank you, the wizard, Ben Cant. It's from Yahoo Answers user. They are anonymous, so I'm going to call them Jason. Asks, what are some ways to force hotel guests to go to a free breakfast? I'm assuming this is, I don't think that like a La Quinta is particularly concerned about whether or not every single guest shows up to the mandatory free continental breakfast. I assume this is a sort of mom and pop operation, mom and pop, and they really need to get some of these, old biscuits out of here.
Let's take a current pandemic scenario off the table, because I think that presents far too many, hurdles.
Yeah, like the one big one where they could go and then die from it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So let's say that this is in the before or after times.
The problem is I forget what the first one is, and I can't even visualize and imagine the second one.
I know. We've been wandering in the desert for a while now.
It's all desert. Like it's all desert to me now. All I remember is sand.
But we used to have like laser dogs that could like bring you. I think I remember like laser dogs. I don't even remember
that.
Like laser dogs that would bring you an orange.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
But if you did want to force hotel guests to have free breakfast, anytime you walk by like a well ventilated restaurant making smoky foods, it makes you want to go in there and just like see what's up. I'm not like the biggest barbecue fan, but if I walk by a barbecue joint that's venting their meat stink out into the universe for everyone to enjoy, I kind of want to poke my head in there and be like, oh, what you guys got going on? And they're like super spicy sausage links. And I'm like, I'll be going then. I'm glad I found out though. Is there any way to do this in an environment where you do control the air conditioning system and where it goes?
Well, what
Disney
if
does it? You know this, right?
Yeah, Disney does do it.
It's called Smellitzers.
It's called what?
Smellitzers. They blast out the like right here on Main Street. They blast out those like candy and baked goods scents to try to lure you into the shops.
Yep,
and to give you just a fond sense. But it's artificial. It's not. They're not. It's not. They're just blasting like nostalgia sense.
But then at nighttime when they want to get everybody out of the park, they blast a bad smell like Goofy's dick. Like Goofy's goop.
Why would you think Goofy's dick smells bad?
At the end of a hot day working at Disney World?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What if, here's the only thing you need to get people into a continental breakfast is one of those make your own waffle makers. People go fucking crazy for that. There's a line. When I used to travel back in the before times, if there was one of those babies, no matter how long it took to make that goddamn waffle, people would stand there and wait. They loved pouring that tiny solo cup of batter into that bad boy. Oh, timer went off. Time to flip it. Oh, gotta use my little plastic fork to flip that bad boy out of there. People love that shit.
That is a wild. I don't want to get fucking Seinfeld on it because I'm less like it's not as wild to me that there was a make your own waffle maker system as much as it is wild to me that there was a batter gun that you kind of just put a little cup under and then let and milked it like a moo cow did.
Yep.
But pancake juice comes out.
It's a terrible system. It's a terrible system. Also, biscuits and gravy. I'll do that any day of the week if I see anything, even if I'm not hungry. There's biscuits and gravy available. I'll take it.
That's a real day determiner right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy first thing of the day. That's really setting a tone.
You're not.
You won't be
You're
shaking.
not getting out of there by 11 a.m.
And hotel, since you asked, get that fucking like terrine of oatmeal out of there. Nobody's touching that shit. What is that? Get that out of there. And you know what? I also don't want to see any plain Kellogg's Flakes. Get that shit out of there. Nobody wants that.
Sorry, what do you think? Stop it. What are plain Kellogg's Flakes?
Like not the Frosted Flakes. It's just like the Kellogg's Flake. It's just like Kellogg's.
Oh, this is great.
No, Travis, stop it. Stop the podcast. What are Kellogg's Flakes?
They're like, just like the plain cereal flakes without any like sugar on them. No frosting.
And those are called, tell me one more time again?
I can't remember the exact name, but you know what I'm talking about. Kellogg's Flakes.
Are you doing a bit?
No, with the green and red rooster on it.
What are the bee circles called? The ones that the bee endorses and makes so sweet with his stick. And
you know what I'm talking about.
I think they're called
Kellogg's Flakes.
bee circles or BOs. Are they BOs? Little BOs?
Cornflakes.
There it is.
Yeah. Oh, I got that. Oh,
right.
thanks, boys.
We've talked a lot about the carrot. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the stick. There's lots of ways to entice your guests to go to your free breakfast. That's not what the question is. The question is, how do I force hotel guests to go?
You got to get them out of their rooms.
Yes, that is, yes.
You vacuum seal that room. You shut off the air. 6 a.m. They're
Wait.
out of there to go get
You've sealed it, though, so they are dead now.
Damn it.
They're definitely not going to
Okay, yeah.
Justin, do you want to try?
A trail of Cheerios that they'll eat the first few and be like, pretty good. And then they'll be forced to use your logic. They'll be forced to continue by their hunger and their taste for Cheerios.
That'll work on a 3-year-old who has bad parents.
Work on ET.
Okay, listen, we got the key cards, right, that open all the doors. They wake up. There's someone with the breakfast right there.
Key party.
Oh, well, that's not at all what I
Advertise
said.
a key party. Have you guys ever stayed at like a Residence Inn where they advertise the key parties that they have every weeknight? Like come and mingle with other young singles at the Residence Inn.
Can we
They're
all
staying
agree
here for
that a
while.
key party with blank key cards with no discerning identification on them would be, I don't know, almost fun? We're going to run around and see what door we can open now.
It doesn't matter because you'll get down there and you'll be anxiously eating breakfast. And then by the end, you'd be like, I don't even actually feel like doing it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not in a
I ate a lot of biscuits and gravy. I'm not.
I'm actually. Have you guys ever noticed experienced this phenomenon of if you go to a hotel breakfast where everything is like prepackaged, you know what I mean? Where it's like all pre-wrapped, prepackaged foods, like not prepared on site, all sort of pre-made. You'll see this a lot at like Holiday Inn Express. Does it just trigger your urge to steal?
Oh, yeah.
I see that. I'm like, I'm going to load every fucking pocket I got. I don't know what this day is going to bring, but I am going to have a yogurt at the ready for it whenever it comes.
I'm always surprised that there's not someone standing by there when I'm just like, oh, I'm going to get a plate and some coffee, take it back to my room. They're like, you eat it here or you leave it.
Yeah. That has monetary, if it's prepackaged, this is a monetary value. There's a value to this. You know what I mean? If I bring a loose scoop of scrambled eggs in my hand, no one's going to pay me for that.
But as
That's on
soon as
you.
you contain those scrambled eggs in some way, it has value.
Bag
to
your
just-
satchel.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So, Nick, you're saying next time I go, I should bring a tote bag that I can just dump the batter blaster like right into, and then that's my batter now, and I can resell it on the street for dollars.
It's not that so much as like if they have like the little prepackaged containers of Raisin Bran, you take one, that's perfectly fine. You take two, no one's gonna bat an eye. But there is definitely at the other end of the spectrum, if you just like supermarket them, sweep them right into your backpack and walk away, they probably will detain you. So what is that? There is a number in the middle at which you are no longer
welcome at this
preferring acceptable-
establishment.
There
Yeah.
is a part of me that acknowledges then that on some level, the people working the counter know an answer to how many yogurts can I take. They know it. They won't tell you, but you'll pass that point and they'll be like, hey, you know that's too many.
They've also got to clean it up. So for every yogurt you don't take, that's another yogurt they have to lug
God
back to
damn,
the
you're
fridge. You know what I mean? So they'll probably let you take whatever the fuck you please.
I'm just going to keep taking yogurts. You tell me when to
You
stop.
tell me. Give me a nod or a sign. Speaking of telling you when to stop, Travis, I'm going to tell you to stop podcasting.
Okay.
Because we've reached the end of another episode of My Brother and Me, an advice show for the modern era. Thank you so much for joining us.